Hi TKers, it's Mrs. Evans again, here for your third art lesson. Today's lesson will cover art and lines. I know you all have been working really hard with your teachers and your classes to learn about the different types of lines. Today we will review those once again, and we will also talk about how lines are used in our daily lives to create different things and to also create artwork. At the end of today's lesson, we will also complete an individual unique art piece, including art and lines. So let's begin. We will begin today's lesson by quickly refreshing our minds about the different types of lines that we have learned in class already. Vertical lines. Vertical lines are lines that are straight lines that go up and down. They start at the top and end at the bottom. Horizontal lines. Horizontal lines are also straight lines, but start from one side and end on the other side. Diagonal lines. Diagonal lines are straight lines at a slant that start in one corner and end at the other corner. Circular lines are curved lines that start and end at the same point. There are no straight lines or edges. Zigzag lines. Zigzag lines are lines that begin and stop and sharply change directions. Waved lines. Waved lines are circular in nature and mimic waves in the ocean water. Now that we have reviewed the different types of lines, we can look at our environment surrounding us, and we can identify different lines and how they are used pretty much everywhere. Look at the photos on the slide. You can see how many different examples of different lines there are. The first photo shows utility lines that have intersecting horizontal lines along with vertical poles. The train tracks in the photo contain vertical lines as the rails, along with horizontal lines with the planks within the tracks themselves. The bridge includes a horizontal line for the road for the cars to travel across, and the structure itself includes a vertical post inclusive of diagonal interior framing supports. In addition, the wired support include wavy circular lines. The spiral staircase is made of curved lines. It also includes horizontal lines for the stair steps and vertical lines within the railing framework. The road here is not linear and instead curves along and through a hillside, creating a really neat waved effect. Lastly, the building includes both horizontal and vertical lines framing rectangular windows. As you can see, lines are used in many different places in many different ways. Can you look around your home or your neighborhood today and identify different lines that you see? Next, we will look at a few examples of famous artwork and artists who use varying types of lines to develop unique pieces of artwork. The first example is a piece called Composition in Red, Blue, and Yellow by Piet Mondrian. The artist did a series depicting strong, bold, black, vertical, and horizontal lines intersecting to create rectangular shapes, where the artist chooses to fill some of the open space with bold primary colors. This example is called The Classic Landscape by Charles Sheeler. The artist painted a landscape in an industrial park along a rail line. You can find linear diagonal lines along the rail line. In addition, the circular lines creating both the smokestack and the silos, curve and wavy lines are used to also create the crop piles on the ground and the clouds in the skies. Cyclist by Natalia Gonacharova depicts a man riding on a bicycle, also called a cyclist. Circular lines are used to paint the bicycle tires, along with horizontal and diagonal lines are used for the bicycle framework. And circular lines are used to form the body of the cyclist along with the dust on the ground. The last example today is called The Farm by Joan Moreau. This piece uses all kinds of lines. You can see wavy lines used in the tree, in the trunk, the branches, and the leaves. You can also see circular lines for the moon and the soil surrounding the tree stump. Horizontal lines are used for the crop rows. And also horizontal, some diagonal and vertical lines are used to create the buildings, in addition to the ladders that are in the fields. All right, TKers, now it is time for you all to try to create your own line art project. Here you can see several examples of student artwork using various line types to create a unique piece of artwork. Let's say we give it a try. Materials needed for this project today are simply white paper and crayons. You will specifically want to make sure you have a black crayon and several colors. If you have a ruler or a straight edge tool of sorts, you can also use that to help you create straight lines. Go ahead and grab your materials and let's get started. Step 1, draw your lines. Take your white paper and your black crayon and go ahead and draw lines all over your paper. It can be as simple or as detailed as you want it to be. This is an example that I did. Don't copy it. It's my example, but make sure to create your own awesome ideas. I would like for you to at least incorporate one line of each type that we've discussed today. And when you're finished drawing all of your lines, go ahead and move on to the next step. Step 2, color in the open space. Now that you've drawn all your lines and you got it the way you'd like it, take your color crayons and color in your open spaces. If your lines intersected at all or you divided the paper with using lines, try to color in those spaces with bold colors. If you want to leave some open spaces like Piet Mondrian did in his composition, that's fine too. This is your artwork to create how you see fit. We just ask that you make sure to incorporate those lines. Great job, TKers! Once you've drawn your lines and colored in the open spaces as you like them, you're all done. You have used various types of lines to create a unique piece of artwork. Good job. Some reminders before we go. All artists should make sure you sign your artwork. Also, please take a photo of your finished product and submit it to Seesaw for your teacher to see. Then, find a really awesome spot to hang it up proudly. See you next time.